did not, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not follow the king's orders.
Okay.
And so they said that they would obey God.
Yeah.
And they would stay faithful to God no matter what the situation was. They would stay faithful to God. And they did not eat of the king's meat. They chose to eat the kind of food that would nourish them spiritually. They chose to eat like vegetarian foods rather than the king's meat. And Daniel, after they did that, they ate the vegetarian type foods, and their skin and their countenance was so bright and so vibrant and so anointed that the king's people looked upon them and said, how is it that they look so much better than my people? You know, but because God was with them, and everything that they did, God was with them. And God's people make you look better than the rest of the world. Amen? And they was eating right. They was not eating foods that would cause them to look all, you know, sometimes we eat food that swell us up. Amen? We can eat foods that will make us look, you know, not so good. But because they was eating the foods that God had assigned to them to eat, they came out looking so much better than the king's people. And Daniel continued to live in this manner. And he would not bow himself to the wishes of the king. He said that, you know, and the king, he had a dream, and his dream troubled him. His dream tormented him. His dream caused him to even send out a decree to his own people, his magicians, astrologers, and soothsayers, that they would, if they did not tell the king his dream, then he would make their house a dunghill, and he would put them to death. But then the king did not know that he had somebody in town that only, you know, the gods of heaven was looking down upon him. And that was Daniel, Shadrach, and Meshach, and Abednego. They believed and trusted in God. And so God caused them to, he caused them to pray together as a group. Daniel asked Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to pray for God to reveal to him the dream. And God revealed to Daniel the king's dream. But the king had already started killing his people because nobody was able to tell him. And just think about a tormented man. A man that was tormented by the devil because he could not understand the dream that he had. But because Daniel was there and Daniel had the dream, because God gave it to him, gave the revelation of the dream. See, God, well, if you trust in God, God will bless you. He'll bless you with what you need. But the king